Alright, let's start the show.
Beyond the stars lie a web of pearls, each gemstone a miniature world unto itself. Upon these worlds interconnected our stories are told, and the fate of creation hangs in the balance. Welcome to the Titan's Gift.
Good evening and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Titan's Gift Campaign, Episode 3. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by Luke, Levi, Matt, and Neil. How is everyone doing tonight?
So good.
Woo! Hey, everybody.
I'm good, yeah.
As just none of us even say anything about Luke's costume.
He's been sitting there for like half an hour like that, so we're used to it by now.
He's doing fine. It's a strange day in Seattle. There's real rain and a little bit of hail.
Yep.
So my hair just wants to be free.
Got it.
+1 frizz, is that it?
Yeah, no, that's how it rolls.
Luke, tell us a story, man. Where did this come from?
So I had a realization in my life just recently that I'm going to quit my job, abandon my worldly possessions, and take up the life of a luchador wrestler in Mexico. So this is my informal goodbye. Nice playing with you guys.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Roll a bluff check.
We're all rooting for you. We'll be there in your first match.
Thanks for the sub. Crazy, 6 months in a row.
So yeah,
You made Lucas sub, man. So
glad to hear it. I see Lucas supports my life decisions. So I'm
that's awesome.
Levi, what's up, man?
Oh, I'm going to help manage his luchador career.
You're bluffing.
Oddly, I don't believe you, but I do believe you, Levi. It's unfortunate,
His
really.
bluff check was so high that Levi's also going, I want to do this too.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the boy to the top.
Neil, what's going on, man?
I just have FOMO, man. That guy's mask is incredible.
Yeah, it's good.
I got to get me a mask.
you think that's good? Check out these horns.
Oh, it gets better and better.
Is there a reason why you decided to play the professor as opposed to like some sort of luchador or halfling wrestler?
It was all timing.
It's a high energy
Did you make that
thing.
decision before you went to Mexico?
I think I might.
I think you might have.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. I had locked into this whole character, and then I realized I should have been a luchador the whole time.
You gotta take leadership at level 10.
Just
It's level 7, technically.
Yeah, you gotta take, that's right, feats are on odd levels anyway. Yeah. You gotta take leadership at 7, get yourself a luchador.
A 5th level luchador.
I kind of want two and just have them always wrestle at each other for my amusement, though. You know, I gotta have a good guy and a bad guy.
The professor's got some strange
Character ideas. I do not.
All right, so in the spirit of Halloween season, all right, sure, okay.
Luke's losing it, I think. All right. Why don't we do a Neil? How are things on your side of Seattle?
Things are good. Things are good. Looking forward to tonight's game. We're not going to have the entire crew with us like we did last week, but I think it'll still be fun.
I think some of them might crash our game.
Yeah.
Which is always the danger of us using VC, because I don't think there's a way to, like... It's very intrusive when you start calls. Don't have this on the background if you're doing stuff in the room that you don't want.
Why is that little light flashing red? Somebody
It's just like the call is starting. Oh, okay. And here we go. We're using the trial edition. It's pretty funny. I think I've caught Adam mid-dress a few times. Weird. Okay, episode 2 of Titan's Gift was called 13 Harrowstone Lane. The coach class passengers reach the Grand Central Station. The Professor, Zephyros the Fant, Pharisee, Ludo, and Mandreas visit the lost and found, looking for their lost items to no avail. They soon thereafter discover that each of them had received a ghostly Harrow card with a single address upon it. Together, they travel to the Slough district and find that the address leads them to the Pearl Cantina. There, they rub elbows with the unsavory patrons and proprietors of the tavern, gambling den, and brothel, all rolled into one. They discover that the attic of the Pearl is haunted by the spirit of a Romani woman who enlists their aid in a quest of vengeance against the vile Gaedran Lamm. The owner and the proprietor of the Pearl, a fella named Sai, catches wind of this and forces a deal. Apparently, Gaedran is known in the lower slums as someone who's been a criminal for a very long time, and who suspect that Sai is interested in getting a share of the spoils. Plus, he was also bestowed one of these cards, but was too chicken to go up into the attic himself.
Oh. Hell of a deal maker, though.
Yes. So that evening, I believe one of the mercenaries kept watch over the professor outside of the attic. The professor slept in the Romani woman's bed.
Slept as little as possible. Spent a lot of time studying and looking through things. Wigging out, checking out objects.
Found the mask.
Muttering.
Muttering, pacing around. All right, we'll get to what you discover in a moment. Manny and Ludo went to a nearby hotel. What was the name of it again? It was the. It had a really nice name.
Bates. Something.
It's not the Bates Hotel. And Manny and Ludo are never seen from again. Somebody's eating a very tasty ham sandwich the next day.
Halfling, man. Good meat.
Get your meat, boys!
Yeah, so it is called... Do I even have the right book out? Yes.
The Luchador Cafe?
No. It's called the Mirage Hotel.
Ooh.
Right.
I think that's by the Bellagio.
Yeah.
Which is a couple of blocks away. This is a nicer place. The rooms are small, but they're clean. It is right in the middle of the slough. You get 3 squares staying at the Mirage. However, it is at a rate that you can't afford long term.
Right.
This is sort of a special thing.
We were splurging.
Zephyros, I believe, went home to go see his master. Because
he did.
You've been away. Okay.
You did.
Your master, you find out he does have a few like servants that look after his needs, and there is a nurse that comes and looks at him. At this point in time, when you had left maybe about a week ago to visit the Badlands, your master could at least still walk. At this point in time, you were the nurse explained to you, Zephyros, when you returned, that he is now bedridden.
So, am I at my master's place at the moment? Or are we going to continue there?
We can do a short description of what happens at each of these places. And then Pharisee decided, because she lives nearby, she's got a small apartment, that she was going to bring her cacti and basically her luggage back home.
Got some gardening to do.
Oh yeah. Setting up the skull as a planter.
Nice.
So we'll go in order that we did last time on the train. So I believe it was the Fant first. So your master Telemon is. You go in. Are you going to go talk to your master, go see him, or are you going to leave him alone?
I think I'm going to leave him alone. I just want to, because I don't know how long everybody else is going to be. So
everyone said that they were going to meet back up in the morning.
Yeah, but so the first thing is I don't want to be late for the morning, and the second thing is he doesn't want to walk. Zephyrus doesn't want to walk in and disturb his master if he's sleeping, if he's resting. So he's just going to walk in, be very quiet about it, and if the master is awake, then he will tell him, "Oh, look at that! What have we got there, Luke?"
It's the musings of a madman.
Ah,
That's awesome.
So Zephyrus will certainly go in, and if his master is awake, he will want to tell his master that he did not. So when he went to go talk to the people, he didn't end up giving him the staff. He held back the staff because they'd already told him that they would do as he instructed them. But at the same time, now the staff is stolen, so he feels a little guilty about that. It feels like he kind of let his master down.
Okay, give me a stealth check as you're creeping around your master's home.
Uh-oh.
Sure.
You're an elephant.
Those stealthy fans.
Stealth would be Dex plus ranks. It's not a class skill, and then a -4 for your size.
I've got a +2 stealth.
Ooh. Okay.
You want to confirm that on my sheet quickly?
Yeah, I'll take a quick peek, given it's the first time you've done it. Stealth is it's all. How did? Oh, the -2, the -4 size wasn't put into there.
Was it not? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a -2 stealth then in the end.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that hurts.
Okay.
So,
You heard the rhythmic sound of your master sleeping, but one of the floorboards kind of creaked as you lingered at the doorway for a moment, and he kind of snorted awake. You could see the end of his trunk moving slightly and kind of grasping for a large cup of water, like a cup by his bedside.
So Zephyrus walks up and he gently picks up the cup.
Okay.
And he puts his hand on his master and he says, "Here, drink up."
Okay, you end up filling the cup for him, and he's still dexterous enough that he's able to curl his trunk around and take a sip from the cup. But the rest of him doesn't seem to be too mobile.
And does he seem coherent at all? Is this a conversation type thing?
Yeah, he seems like he's there. He was concentrating on getting the cup. Drinking a bit of the water kind of sent him into a bit of a fit of coughing, but then after some patience, it dies down.
So as it dies down, Zephyrus says to Master, "I'm sorry to report that I have both succeeded and failed. I have delivered the message and they have agreed to do as you're told. But I did not give them the high-quality staff. It was not necessary. They agreed to make the arrangements before I did so, so I intended to bring the staff back to you. But alas, we were robbed on the train back, and the staff is not with me anymore. But I shall find it and return it to you."
The staff was payment.
"Then I shall find the staff and I shall return it to them as payment. They did not indicate that they wanted payment, but I will give it to them nonetheless."
Yes. The staff. I had started but did not finish.
I can hope to acquire the skills to finish it for you one day.
Okay, he nods slightly. He doesn't seem to be too concerned about it, but...
Rest now, Master. I did not intend to wake you. By tomorrow, I'll be gone, and I will be joining some friends to sort out some problems.
Yes, the world is full of problems.
We've been given a quest by a woman named Zellara to go and complete. I do not want to burden you with the details, but we will have to go and complete. I will have to go and complete this quest because I've given my word that I shall do so.
Zellara. I met her.
You have?
Yes. A mother's love for a child is strong.
It is indeed, Master. It is indeed very strong.
She came to me when her son went missing.
Why did she go to you? Did she want anything from you?
A wizard. A wizard can find things.
I understand.
It is not all about missiles and fireballs.
And you can tell he's smiling at you, but there's like a wince of pain.
So that kind of goes unsaid because he knows that I am this. I have this urge to be this powerful wizard and I set things up to be this guy who's going to show and shoot fireballs. So he's kind of just teaching me on the subtle arts, I suppose.
Yeah, he is not an evoker, although you have seen him on a couple of occasions when you were really young use tremendous evocation powers, and as a young person, you tend to gravitate towards the more destructive, boomy things.
Yeah.
I
Master.
never got a chance to help her. She did not return for the scroll she asked for me to pen.
What scroll did she ask for you to pen, Master?
Look in the nook.
He doesn't rise. His trunk just basically kind of like you know where the nook is. There's a place where your master has an office, and there's some like pigeonholes that mail and outgoing stuff and scrolls would go into.
So Zephyrus walks there.
Okay.
And he looks around. Does he find anything?
Be careful.
You notice the trunk basically grabs at your robes before you leave.
So Zephyrus stops and looks back.
She found something. I do not know where she got it. But her harrow deck is not normal.
I know this, Master. She gave each one of us a harrow card, which ended up leading us to 13 Harrowstone Lane.
Okay, you notice his eyes, like his eyebrows raise in surprise when you say give her a card.
She came to me long before. When I first moved to this neighborhood, I tried to identify her harrow cards, and I could not. They did not radiate enchantment. They are old. They are blessed by something. Or cursed, as the arrow cards have as many dire things in them as they do good. Be careful, Zephyros.
I will be very careful, my master. Where is the scroll that you speak of?
In the nook. In the nook.
He He then seems have taken a lot out of him, and he kind of drifts back into his sleep. His trunk basically curls up in his own lap, and he nods off.
Okay, so Zephyrus goes to the nook and he's looking for the scroll, but he's being very careful not to.
Yeah,
I mean, he's familiar with his master's stuff, so he knows.
There's some letters in mail and just kind of regular stuff. As you know that your master kept into contact with other wizards and had many clients. He was like a hedge wizard. He lived in a house and people came to him with their problems.
Right.
But you do see that there is a leather scroll tube. You know that there's a few of them lying around the house. You just didn't expect there to be anything inside of it.
Okay, so
you can see it in this pigeonhole, like a wooden.
Okay, so Zephyrus takes it out and he opens the scroll.
Okay, there is a papyrus scroll inside with the very thick block letters of your master's penning, and it has a spell upon it.
Do I recognize the spell?
You would need to either make a spellcraft check or cast Read Magic in order to figure out what's on it.
Okay, let's take a look. Spellcraft is not looking too bad. I just want to see if I have Read Magic prepared. I do not. I don't have. I've got Detect Magic prepared. I don't have Read Magic, so I'm gonna have to make a spellcraft check. What is the DC that I'm hitting?
Yeah, you can Detect Magic. Give me
So I'm doing a spellcraft. 1d20 plus 10. That's a 30.
Nat 20. Okay, so you just power through it by using Detect Magic. You're like, yep, okay, it's a minor divination spell, and upon the scroll there is a single spell called Locate Object.
Okay, can I add the scroll to my stash for now?
Yeah, I assume you're taking it. So
Yeah.
Okay. It's at caster level 3. It is a second circle spell, so you can't add it to your spellbook yet.
Sure.
And then I think you took as one of your opposition schools divination.
Yeah.
Right. So
Is that good or bad?
I think he has a minus to learn the spell. I think this might be a hard spell for him to learn.
It doesn't go boom. Why would I ever need this spell?
And it's called Detect Object, right? Locate Object, sorry.
Locate Object, yeah.
Okay, I've noted that down. And with that, Zephyrus just goes and gets some snack to eat, and then he's just going to tuck in and get some sleep and some rest for the next day.
Okay. Make sure your spells are prepared.
Yeah.
Ludo and Mandreas go to the Mirage Hotel. Give me a percentile to see if there are any, basically 20% or lower, to see if you have a random social encounter while at the hotel.
Ooh. With a lady?
Could be.
Here we go.
Hen lady at the last place. Ooh, 91.
91 is the opposite. So
91's bad.
it's actually
He's a nice man.
it's actually a really nice stay. You do see some.
You have a real nice time.
Yeah.
Champagne and
No, it's quiet. The bed is comfortable. You do in the morning. You're served some eggs, and you see that there are some pamphlets near the front door that are advertising local businesses.
Nice.
okay. I'd like to take a peek at those. I'm a man of work.
Okay. There is a shoemaker shop that says 2 for 1.
I'd nudge Manny when I like show him the 2-for-1 deal.
The shoe shop has this weird snake that has like a stylized snake that has 2 feet and then obviously clogs on the 2 feet. It's called actually not a snake. It's more of a fish. It's called the walking fish shoemaker.
He's never seen one, so he do a snake.
There is a so basically it's sort of an offer. There is a a card, like a small stack of cards, like 3 cards on the edge of the front desk for the hotel. It's called the Devil's Fork Pawn Shop.
Ooh. Okay. Can I grab one of those?
Where the devil and you will get its due.
Oh, hell yeah. I know a guy. Chalmers would love this.
Just writing down the saying. Sorry, so yeah, these are like black cards. They're like 4 times as large as modern day business cards. Like these are handmade sort of cards. Really grim sort of stylization to the print, dark red letters on a black background. But it looks like there's some sort of advert.
Me and Manny are quite interested.
And then the last one is more of a selection of holy tomes that are kind of on the stand near the door. And it says basically there's a small placard that says these holy tomes are lent to the hotel by the Acres Bookery.
Do I recognize anything on these?
Basically a worn out book of knowledge religion.
And these are just free to grab.
They're there for patrons to use while they're at the hotel.
Oh,
Like how you get a Bible in your room.
right. Okay.
You know you're not supposed to walk off with them because they've got chains that run through the binding.
Okay. Well,
And there's a little spot for you to sit down with the book. I guess it's a shrine. You're pretty sure this isn't a holy shrine, but the one that you pick up is thick. It looks like it's been used a lot of times. Like it's dog-eared and the corners are all rounded. It's got a bloody stain on the cover. And the book looks like it at one point got wet. It won't close.
Can I grab it, flip to a random page?
Sure. Oh, that's gross. There's like some sort of...
Oh, God.
It is describing in a weird way how to set a bone.
Oh, okay. Medical.
It is saying in common, you read...
Yes.
Okay. It is saying, by the graces of Bai Shi Pei, this victim has like it's like a mixture of religious verse and like a medical
Bai Shi Pei.
Book.
Sounds cool, guy.
Can I try and free this thing from its chain?
Sure. Give me a disable device check.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
I may not know anything about this Bai Shi Pei you speak of.
Knowledge religion, though.
Okay.
This is what you do. You're a professor.
I have studied it.
31.
31? Yeah, you're like, tink. You slide it out, no one's looking. Alright, so you've got an early version that's probably out to date called The Holy Book of Healing.
Alright. This could come in handy, I think.
It's effectively a medical, like a minor medical journal. Or minor medical book.
I grabbed one of the devil pawn shop cards, right?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Got a bookmark.
A bookmark.
Okay, so mark on your character sheet, you've got a Devil's Fork Pawn Shop business card, and then you've got the Holy Book of Healing, version 3. Third edition. There we go, 3rd edition.
Wondrous.
And it's a poor copy. It looks like somebody has died beside this book several times, while somebody was like quickly trying to look through it to find the cure.
At their front desk. That's rich. Okay, I'm gonna look over to Manny and be like, I think we've got a couple things to show these guys if we ever see them again.
Okay, this smarmy cat folk is the one that runs the place, and he just kind of tips his hat to you that morning, not realizing that you're robbing the.
I tip my glorious helmet to him as I pass by.
It's definitely yours. It has your name written.
Yeah, I didn't grind the name off of it or anything.
And you and Manny scurry off into the
city.
into the city, basically to go meet your friends.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye out, I guess, for the Devil's Fork
Are we
contract.
friends yet, guys? We hung out.
The guys you made a deal with, given that you made a deal with
We have a job.
probably the local crime lord, that you feel that there may be some additional pressure to go and fetch this Gaedran Lamm's stuff. All right, Pharisee, back at her apartment. Everything is kind of where you left it. Your apartment's small on a higher floor, overlooking one of the streets of the slough. No one. You've got charm person. You like to manipulate people. Okay. There's one of the children of one of the people that lives in the building that you charm to look after your apartment and to let you know if anyone came. This person comes up to you. I did real good. Only a couple people came.
Only a couple people to the apartment.
Yes, the landlady came. She was looking for months.
Ah. Who else?
There was the milkman came, collecting the bottles. I told him that you weren't around.
You shouldn't tell people when I'm around or not.
Oh, well...
Who knows? I could sneak in the window.
He was really certain that you had some milk bottles. Does Pharisee drink milk?
Sure, it does a body good.
Okay.
Strong bones for a growing tree.
He was really insistent. Apparently, he said that you got some of the bottles still in there.
Thank you. I'll make sure he gets them back.
Oh, all right. Wouldn't happen to, got something in the Badlands or, willing to... I did spend a lot of time watching.
Yes.
He's hinting for a handout.
Here. I'll set down my bag and open it up and say, I got this prickly pear, which is a delicious fruit. And
he's looking confused at it. Ow.
You can eat it.
Okay.
And then I got you can have either your choice.
He seems unsure about the prickly pear. He's not sure how to open it. He's just...
You'll figure it out. You'll have one of these cacti. They might flower in the winter.
Are they good for eating?
5 cents.
I'll take the 5 cents, ma'am.
5 cents it is.
He gives back the prickly thing.
It's delicious though.
Yeah, well, okay. He's probably surmising by the look on his face. He's looking at you, kind of this weird plant lady and this prickly plant, that this must be your thing and not his. Little does he realize. He takes the 5 cents and thanks you for it and runs off.
Good child.
You get to your apartment. What piece of furniture do you have left over from your time with the Fae? And then what minor thing around the house do you have left over from the wizard that first captured you? Like, these are things that are in your apartment, right?
From the wizard, I have a little pillow that would sit on a chair. And from the Fae, I have a footstool.
Even better. The pillow's magical.
Nice.
The pillow
That is better.
passes on to the next person who touches it the thought that was put into the pillow.
Oh. Sexy.
We'll call it the wizard's pillow. So basically, you could leave behind thought notes, and we'll say that it's limited to 10 basically a sentence of 10 words. Or an image or something. Very minor. Where the wizard got it, you don't know. You're pretty sure he didn't crochet it himself. He probably got it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or found it in a market or...
Yeah. And then a little stool from the Fae.
From the Fae? Okay. You know that the
I could
stool...
sit on at the edge of matches and carry it around.
Got it. You know that the stool might have some dark wood in it. You've never really found a use for it, though.
Yeah, okay.
Other than sitting. I mean, probably found that used quite often.
Yep.
Throw a little pillow.
Cool. Everything is where you left it. It doesn't look like anyone came into your apartment. You begin putting the cacti out into various places in your apartment. Pixel helps you. Of course, it's kind of like one of these exercises where, no, it should be over there, no there, no there, as you move things around the room.
Who's directing?
She lives here too.
Yeah, right?
She's also the conduit to the witch's patron, so sometimes you might have to listen to Pixel.
Where did the autumn leaves fall today, Pixel?
Right. What you end up doing is arranging most of them around the windowsill because you're pretty sure that they like light, given that they're from the Badlands. Pixel seems to be fine with that. What do you do with the skeleton, the Hadean skeleton thing?
The skull. I'm gonna tie up the jaw.
Yep.
With some cloth in the mouth so the teeth don't clatter.
Okay.
And then I'm going to set it on a little table. And sort of prop it up with pillowy things.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put soil in each eye and in the nose, and plant a cactus in each of them.
That's awesome. So we'll say that you got. Did I tell you how many cacti you had?
Yep, a dozen.
Dozen? Okay. Give me 2d12s.
Sure.
Let me know if any of them are ones.
A 2 and an 8.
Okay. So you find 2 cacti. You put them in the skull. You put them in there. It takes you basically the rest of the evening.
Can I get one in the nose too?
It is a human skull, human-sized skull.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cacti.
the cacti.
Depends how big the cacti are. Yeah.
Might be a little.
No,
bit.
it's probably its eyes are probably big enough.
Okay.
The other ones are too big. What I do need is a perception check or a knowledge nature check.
Ah.
As you're handling the cacti and spending some time with them.
Perception's 9. What's my knowledge nature? Oh, also 9. 14.
Okay.
Not amazing, not terrible.
You were nodding off. You do eventually have to get your sleep so you can prepare your spells in the morning. You thought you overheard Pixel giggling and playing with the cactuses. You kind of woke up a little bit, and then you went back to sleep, and that was. You might want to ask Pixel about it later on. She seemed to. She's mischievous in her own way. Morning does come, and aside from a little bit of chatter from the skull as it's trying to make its jaw move, you think you did a good job at tying it down, and that it's quick breakfast and then go and meet your fellows.
Yeah. I'll have some nopales and prickly pear.
It's fresh.
Yeah, you're able to chop those up and eat them, and Pixel eats just ever so tiny bit that's not even worth mentioning. You have a feeling that today is going to be an interesting day. Whereas the professor spent the evening, climbing around a ghost's former dwelling. This ghost, you know, has kept to this world, you're assuming because of things left undone, including finding her son's abductor, and maybe killer. The fact that this child has not showed up does not bode well. Given that weeks and weeks have gone by, you're sort of worried, but your curiosity about this place gets the better of you as you climb around and touch objects and spend the night in Zellara's bed. At one point, you're wearing one of her shawls. You've got her. You've got
It's chilly out there.
You've got her slippers on.
They're nice.
You're sitting in her bed with all these like personal effects kind of are all around you, and you're picking up objects and getting a good read from them. I'm gonna have to just glance at the skill. What is the skill called again? Psychometry?
Yes.
It's based off of appraise.
Yes. I have a plus 11 at it right now.
And you already have the occult skill unlock?
Yeah, that was my special character ability or whatever.
Okay.
What we call that? Character trait?
Psychometry. Once per day, you can concentrate for 1 minute while in physical contact with an item, location during which you receive flashes of insight regarding the subject's nature and ownership. You could get their emotional state when last used the item. You gain one more piece of information for every 10 by which you exceed the DC. Okay, so are you doing the place in general, or are you concentrating on a specific item?
Probably would start out on the place in general and see if it leads me to anything as I'm going through the room, putting on her stuff. If anything catches my eye as the effects of a tarot card reader or some other student of the occult arts, I would pick something like that up.
Yeah, you can only do it once per day, but you could learn more than one thing about the object of your role really well. Okay, so you're just doing her apartment then. Mm-hmm. You're kind of taking in the vibes from her apartment.
So deep into it.
Give me your appraise check as you're being a creepy old man. Going through the haunted room, putting on her ghost lady stuff. 29. Okay, so one piece of information of historical significance or the previous owner. Okay. You know that Zellara was an arcane spellcaster. You got the sense that she was able to cast spells. Although you don't see any of her spellcasting accoutrements. You don't see her spell. You don't see her spell component pouch. You don't see what the vessel would be, or the source of her spells. Is she a wizard? Is she a sorcerer? You just don't see signs of that.
There was her crystal ball.
Yes. And then the second thing you learn about the previous occupant of this place. Is that she was bound, her spirit was bound to something. And you're pretty sure that this happened while she was alive. Again, it's like you're picking up echoes of this type of stuff. It's almost like you're looking at the room and going, it's not what's here, it's what's missing. That too is also not here. whatever she was bound to.
I have an idea.
The rest of the time you kind of spend in a fit of worry and despair and sadness and rage, as all in the wrong order at various times you begin to experience what a mother would go through if they missed a child. This brings you back to some of your own feelings from your past, and I'm going to get you to roll a fortitude save to see how well you rest this evening. Basically, you crawled into a known haunted place and decided to roll around in it. I'm only going to make the DC 12, as the spirit here is not angry with you, but it is...
Like a baby.
I haven't slept this well in years.
All right, so you managed to kind of just let it all out. You know that if the spirit wants you to cry, just cry. If it wants to rage, just rage.
My child.
and that next morning, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh, yes.
It might be some of your companions going to check up on you.
Just a moment.
Okay, Manny, Ludo, you see Zephyros walking down the street. Pharisee keeping a strange distance from him. As you guys go into the Pearl. The Pearl is not very busy that next morning. You get the sense a lot of people are hungover. There are a few patrons in the Pearl. I don't have them all on the map. But you do see Sai is awake. He's pouring this black... is that the smell of coffee? Wow. Sai must be... must do well for himself here if he can afford true coffee. Like a sovereign drink.
$5.
Cybox? Samson?
I got a plan. Get myself out of this town.
Business opportunity there.
Samson, why don't you go make some more eggs? All right, boss. And Samson goes into the back where they must have some kitchen facilities. Sees the rest of you coming in.
Take a shower.
Where's the old man? Says Sai.
Probably rummaging around upstairs, I'm guessing.
He stayed here. I hope he doesn't have any more fucking sticky fingers, is what he says. He pours some coffee for you guys at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
I am ecstatic. Now I've been offered coffee.
Yeah, you go scrambling up to the bar and standing on top of it. Yeah. Sai doesn't say anything.
Right.
He doesn't actually charge you for it. Maybe he's keeping track of it in his own mind, or
Right.
you've started a tab somehow. Pixel's gone off, and she's just exploring some more of the main area, flying around. Interesting bunch. You all know each other, says Sai.
We do now.
Yes, we've gotten to know each other over the last while.
How's your master doing?
Not well, I'm afraid. He's resting now, but I don't think it will be much longer.
Don't worry. Today I'll put out some word that I need some round-the-clock protection.
Thank you.
He just nods to you. What the rest of you fucking sitting here for? Go get sticky fingers.
I don't like it up there.
Yeah, well.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna finish the rest of my coffee real fast because I don't want to leave any.
All the spiritual mumbo jumbo, isn't that sort of your people's thing?
I don't really know my people. Have you ever seen another like me?
Not quite like you. Satyrs come in here every once in a while.
Yeah. Generally good to bet on a satyr in a fight. Quite the club. Shala, as it were.
He laughs. wearing my fucking whores out. That's what he says. He turns around, he drinks the last of his cup, and kind of shakes the cup and puts it back onto the shelf.
You should get them downstairs. That's where Fae like that, I think, shine. If they've got the right cheerleaders.
Mm.
And if their foes have the right mindset.
You notice he just sits down. He's looking at some like early loose leaf papers. Like the city might actually have a printing press, and like a weekly paper might be produced. He's just got it folded over. You notice he's sitting in a position where he can see the professor come down the stairs once he does. Well, I hate having to fucking repeat myself, is what he says. He puts on these little dinky glasses. He's like doing a crossword or something.
Guess I'm gonna march over. I'm all energized from the coffee at this point, right?
All right, so you go up the stairs, go along down the long stairway. You take a couple of glances. They're like
overly paranoid because of the caffeine.
like some of the ladies of the night and men of the night live in the building. So you took a glance into one place. You saw Muba.
Oops, sorry.
It's all right, dear.
Just trying to find my friend. You haven't seen him, have you?
No.
Okay. Skinny, old guy, as I'm making my way to the stairs. Likes dead things.
How dreadful.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna are the stairs still down from when they were?
Yeah, the stairs are still down.
I'm gonna kind of like kick the stairs and yell up for Henry. Henry, time to get up. Whatever weird shit you're doing up there.
I'm probably old and can't quite hear.
Henry.
I assume I'm lost in a reverie and I'll probably have to knock on the door.
Are you gonna go stomping up the stairs?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
You go stomping up the stairs. Henry looks like he's just waking up. Actually, no. Henry is sitting up in bed. He moves slightly.
God.
He's got these. What do you call them? The masks you wear when you sleep.
Oh, CPAP?
Like the sleep mask?
Oh, the beauty mask?
Like a sleep mask.
the beauty mask.
This is all embroidered, and he's just sitting there. He can tell he's awake because he's shifting slightly.
I don't like this.
No, you don't hear or see a thing.
Oh, okay.
I want to find something that's quite kind of soft.
I'm going to sit down with coffee.
Yep.
And say, I'll be right back. And I'm going to wander back home.
Okay.
And put out the milk bottles.
Fine, right there.
Snooping around.
I have
That's
forgotten.
awfully specific.
Yeah.
Pixel says she's gonna stay here. It's more fun here. Now she's spying on what's going on upstairs. Yeah, Henry, lucid dreaming or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
You're at the top of the stairs. He's at the far end of the apartment. You can see him in bed. Is he wearing a shawl?
Right. I'm very.
A bunch of weird objects around him.
I'm very unsettled
he's
at this
in
point.
the bed.
Like, wide-eyed, like, okay, I'm trying to find a pillow or something soft, kind of like jar him
there's
out
the
of
basket with the rotten fruit on it.
it. Perfect. I'm gonna find the most pliable rotten fruit I can toss.
You're pretty sure it was an apple, maybe a pear.
And I'm gonna give it a nice little lop over onto his bed, see if I can knock him out of his trance.
Okay, something just hit you in the stomach.
Does it knock me out of the reverie, or am I still...
You can't... You didn't hear it. You didn't see it. You could feel it.
I assume it's still part of the dream trip I've been on.
I guess I'll grab another one and walk closer.
Okay.
Give it another chuck.
You've got this horrible thing that used to be bread. It's pretty much this green baton.
A little bit harder baton thing, kind of like, oh no, I'll get up close to his bed, and if it's a baguette, I'll kind of like poke his feet.
Okay. Your stealth check is infinity.
Okay.
Oh,
I can feel the pain in my feet from being on them all day.
You can hear him talking.
Hey!
No, you don't hear him.
He's really in it.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to conjure up a burp or something and try and get it next to his nose.
Yeah, you had eggs and coffee, and the burp is pretty easy. You smell something absolutely horrible.
Is that breakfast? What?
I'll struggle out of.
You take off the mask. Your eyes are all kind of flickery for a moment, and your ears popped when you took it off.
Ooh.
And now you see the halfling in a weird helmet staring at you.
Oh, hello, my dear him.
Morning.
How are you?
How was your creepy sleepover?
Haven't slept that well in years. I have seen the glories and joy and pain and loss of motherhood. I have carried a child within my womb, and I've walked the feet of a tired woman. Is that coffee I smell?
I'm gonna drop my head sideways and blink once, like, well, you look great. Let's, yeah, I think they have coffee downstairs. I don't know if they'll give you any.
Yes, well, I suppose we should go down then. Enough dawdling, let's go.
Give
Thank
me
God.
a spellcraft check. Henry, you're pretty sure that you slept with a magic item on your face.
I was actually kind of chilled and was just gonna like.
Wouldn't be the first night.
Oh wait, no dice. Spellcraft.
Every night for me, baby. Every night.
That was just referred to as a creep over.
The sleeping mask
Yeah.
made you magically blind and deaf while wearing it.
Fuck yeah. We could use that.
Interesting.
Luke, I'm not sure if you saw, but in chat they were referring to that as a creep over, not a sleepover.
Creep over! No, no, Professor. I'm a wizard. Creepy. Hey. You give me one of those? Nice. That wasn't the last one, was it? No. Okay. I just read your plan.
I'll gather my effects and head down. I'll still have the shawl on. I'm a bit chilled waking up until I have my coffee.
Okay, it is a wool shawl. No special properties, not even masterwork.
It's just cold and old. I slept in an attic all night.
It did belong to Zellara, however.
Yeah.
So you've got Zellara's shawl, and are you keeping the sleeping
Yes. Yeah, I think it's probably just still on my
I know it's a bit ironic that, you put on a mask that blocks your sight and it makes you blind. This actually, you saw no light.
It's very useful for a mother and someone who works all day long. Come home, pop that bad boy on. I believe you have some construction that...
Some rosé.
Some rosé. Forget about everything.
And do some weird magic at it. There you go. So I don't need to charge you, do I?
For the coffee?
For the night's stay in the upper floor.
Oh, I assumed when you said we had free access to our effects that meant free access. Simply studying up on clues that can help us unravel this mystery. That is our goal, is it not?
He's rubbing his temples. You didn't sleep with any of my whores.
No.
All right.
Oh, my dear. Unless some of them crept up while I was asleep and had their way with me.
I fucking doubt it.
Zephyros looks at him and says, "Did they? Did one of them?"
I don't think so, but to be honest, my dear Fanta, quite a lot of mysterious things happened to me last night. I have looked through the eyes of a woman who has passed to the other side. I'll kind of get lost in it for a minute and then, look around like I forgot what exactly I was talking about.
Zephyros looks at him and he says, "Next time, sleep with the hands above the blanket."
I'll give you a little wink over my coffee and take a drink.
Okay. Sai doesn't seem He was looking at you and looked at the rest of you like, is this guy for real? None of you responded quite to that.
Yes, well, now, there's a few things I think we should discuss, lads. Shall we adjourn to...
Pharisee returns after putting the bottles out.
Shall we adjourn to perhaps one of these booths?
I'll give him a bit of cactus to eat. I'll give Sai a bit of cactus to eat. I'll just set it on the
Okay.
just set it on the table.